Hi, I'm Mr. Huber, and in this video we're going to talk about exercise 9A3. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at the radian measure. Well, we all know the degree measure. Well, 360 degrees is one full rotation, one full turn, 360 degrees. 180 is half a turn, half a rotation. Well, 90 degrees is a quarter, 45 is an eighth, something like this. Well, and we use for this a circle with radius 1. Okay, well, we know the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. The circumference of the circle with radius 1 is 2 pi times 1. It's just 2 pi. So that means 360 is 2 pi. So one full rotation is in fact one circumference. Half a rotation is half a circumference. Well, that would be pi. Then half of that would be pi halves. Half of this, pi quarters. Now, 60 degrees is a third of 180, so it's pi thirds. And well, you have to halve this one once again, divided by 2, so it's pi over 6, because this is 1/6 of 180, and well, 0 degrees will be 0 in the radian measure as well. So these are very important numbers. Well, for example, if you had to deal with, let's say, 150 degrees, 150 degrees, that would correspond to what? Well, you can see it's 90 plus 60 degrees. So you could say it's 90 degrees plus 60 degrees. So you could add up the 60 degrees here plus the 90 degrees. Or you could say, well, 150 is in fact 5 times 30 degrees. That would probably be easier. Look, 5 times 30 degrees. So that's 150 corresponds to 5 times pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 6. Well, you could also say 150 degrees is 90 plus 60, so it would be somewhere here. Okay, more or less, it's just a sketch. So this is 60 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So the whole thing will be 150 degrees. Well, you could say the length of this arc is 150 360th of 2 pi. Look, this is now 15 over 36 times 2 pi. Then you could simplify this by 3, so you get 5 over 12 times 2 pi. Then you could simplify these two, and you're going to get 5 over 6 times pi, what I got here. Or, as I said in the beginning, you use the 90-degree angle. 150 corresponds to the 90-degree angle, so it's pi halves plus 60 degrees, pi thirds. So you have to find a common denominator. Well, that would be 6 in this case. So it would be 3 times pi over 6. And here it would be 2 times pi over 6. And when you add these two up, you're going to get 5 times pi over 6. Well, the easiest way to convert it, in my opinion, is to look at, well, 150 is 5 times 30 degrees, 5 times pi over 6, so it's 5 pi over 6. That's one way of doing it. Well, another way, if you don't want to think about that, you just take 150 360th, and then you simplify the fraction. Or you say, well, 150 is 90 plus 60 degrees, and then you work it out like that, okay? So let's try. So we have 135. Well, that's in fact 3 times 45. Well, 45 degrees is pi quarters. So 135 corresponds to 3 times pi quarters, which is 3 pi quarters. 45 degrees, well, that's just 5 quarters. Pi quarters, sorry. Pi quarters, because we've set up this table before. Just take it out of that table. 90 degrees, well, that's a piece of cake. 90 degrees corresponds to pi halves in the radian measure. 270, that's 3 times 90 degrees. So 270 corresponds to 3 times pi halves. So it's 3 pi halves. 120 degrees, well, that's 2 times 60 degrees. So 120 corresponds to 2 times pi over 3. So it's 2 pi thirds. Again, you could do it like this. 120 360th times 2 pi. Well, that would be 240 360th of pi. Well, when simplified by 120, you get 2/3 times pi. So you get the same thing. 150, we just talked about that before. It's 5 times 30 degrees. 150, 5 times 30 degrees. So it's 5 times pi over 6. So 5 pi sixth. 50 degrees, well, you can't find it out on here. So what you do is you say 50 360th of 2 pi. Well, you can easily simplify this to 5 over 36 times 2 pi. Well, you can simplify the 2, so you get 5 over 18 times pi, or 5 pi 18ths. You do the same thing here. It's a little tiny bit easier. 80 360th, 2 pi. Then it's 8 over 36 times 2 pi. It's 8 over 18 times pi. Here, you simplify these two. And then it's 4/9 pi, or 4 pi 9th. Whatever you like best. Okay, it's not too hard. I hope it wasn't too difficult to understand. See you in the next one.